All right, welcome back to Module 2 of the Summer Home Blueprint. Out of all the 7 modules in this blueprint, this is the one I want you to slow down for. So grab whatever you usually grab when you want to sit down and think, like a coffee, a water, a wine for all my fun and a little unhinged ladies, and let's get into it. Every August, there is a quiet list. The day trip you didn't take, the slow morning that you didn't get, the afternoon walk you kept meaning to make a habit, the book you didn't read, the visit that didn't happen. That list isn't a fun list. That is a nagging list of what's left over when summer gets to make the decisions instead of you. This module is how you make those decisions first, on purpose, on paper, before the summer fills itself in with everything except for what actually mattered to you. The work is 2 decisions, taught as one. We're going to make a bucket list, but not the kind of bucket list that becomes another piece of guilt by August. And we're going to make a not this summer list. The things that you are deciding on purpose are not part of this season. The bucket list decides what summer is, and the not this summer list decides what summer isn't. They're the same decision wearing 2 different faces, and both of them are about protecting what matters from a season that has a habit of slipping by. So let's go ahead and start with the first one. A bucket list is not a to-do list. It's not a goal list. It's a list of things that, if they happen, will make summer feel like summer and not just 3 months of warm weather. There are 2 categories that go on to this bucket list. Most people only do the first one, which is part of why bucket lists usually disappoint. The first category is the things I want to do. This is obvious. This is the obvious one. They're concrete, specific, schedulable. The peach orchard, the drive-in movie, the day at the lake, the brunch with my sister, the hike I've been meaning to do, the local concert series that I keep forgetting about until it's over, the new restaurant I keep saying I'll try. These are the things that you can date. Pencil them in, put them on a calendar. The second category is the traditions we keep. Every summer that felt like a real summer had recurring anchors. The things you do every year. They might be small, the first watermelon of the year, ice cream on the porch on Sunday nights, the lake weekend, the 4th of July, the late summer corn from that one farm stand. Or they might be bigger, the annual trip, the family gathering, the camping weekend. These are the things that when you skip them, make the season feel like it didn't happen. We need to honor them by putting them on the list. Most bucket lists fail because they're only made up of the first option. They're a random list of activities, and activities can get crowded out by the everyday. But when you add the traditions you keep, the recurring anchors that have always made summer feel like summer, the list starts to feel like yours. So when you fill in your bucket list, don't just list the activities. Make sure you put both down. Before we go any further, go ahead and print the 2 pages you'll need for this module, the summer bucket list and the not happening this summer list. These 2 pages are the work of the module. Don't try to do it in your head. The whole point is to get the decisions out of your head and onto paper where they can actually shape the season. Once you have them printed, start with the bucket list. Put everything down that you'd like to do this summer, big and small. Don't filter by time or money or whether it seems realistic right now. Go to the Bahamas can sit right next to Go to Hibachi and do the summer reading challenge. The small things count just as much as the big ones. And don't worry about finishing it all in one sitting. This is an ongoing list that you'll add to all summer. The more that's on it, the more you'll have to pull from when an open day or an eat out night shows up. Take however long you need. Pause the video if you want. The rest of this module is going to ask you to do something with what you wrote, so don't rush past this part. Here's the move that separates this module from every other bucket list anyone has ever made. A bucket list that lives only on a list is decoration. A bucket list that lives on the calendar now is a plan. So take your bucket list and let's actually put some of what you wrote on June, July, and August calendars for Module 1. You don't need to place everything. We will be revisiting this list weekly, but for now, aim for getting a few things on the calendar, maybe 2 or 3 items per month across the whole summer. Here's how to think about it depending on which category an item came from. If it's a thing you want to do, give it a date. The peach orchard, July 12th. The brunch with your sister, the second Saturday in August. The hike, the third weekend in June. You're not committing in blood, you're just claiming a square on the calendar so the day doesn't fill in with something less important. If it's a tradition, anchor it where it lives. The 4th of July plans, the lake weekend, the annual gathering, the Friday night ice cream stop. Put them on the calendar so they don't quietly slide. When you're done, your calendar should have a few bucket list anchors scattered across the 3 months. Not every day filled in, just enough that summer can't pass without something that mattered actually happening. This is a great place to start having a fulfilling summer. Now, the other side of the decision. Every summer comes with more ideas, more invitations, more expectations, and more quiet pressure than will actually fit. The suggestions from other people, the trips you've been told you should take, the projects you've been telling yourself you'd do when there's time. The activities everyone else seems to be doing, the events you don't really want to attend but feel like you should. Here's what happens to all of those when you don't address them. They stay in your head as a vague maybe. And a vague maybe quietly turns into a should. And a long list of unresolved shoulds creates a surprising amount of background noise all summer long. The not this summer list is the page where you take those shoulds off the table on purpose and you put them on paper. So what goes on this list? The project you've been telling yourself to start, but you're not going to get to it this summer. The trip you keep being asked about that you're not taking. The standing invitation that you're going to politely decline. The activity or commitment that you're stepping away from this season. The volunteer role, the side project, the membership, or the obligation. The expectation you're releasing, your own or someone else's. The habit you've been telling yourself that you should pick up just because it's summer and you're not choosing to. A few things to know about this list. First, it isn't about being lazy. It's the opposite. Saying yes to everything is what makes summer slip by. Saying no on purpose is what creates the room for what you actually wrote on your bucket list. Second, you don't need to explain or justify anything you put on this list. It's for you. The person you're declining doesn't need to read it. Third, once something is written here, it's done. You can stop carrying it. You can stop reliving it. You decided. The decision is on paper. Your brain can let it go. So go ahead and fill in your list now. It can have one thing on it or 15. Some of mine in past summers have been small, not starting a vegetable garden this year, and some have been bigger. The size doesn't matter. The decision is what matters. And when you're done, there's something I want you to consider. What did you make room for by saying no to the things on that list? Sit with that for just a minute and see if you start to feel a little lighter after doing this exercise. Before you move on to Module 3, take a quick moment to make sure the pieces of Module 2 are in place. Your summer bucket list should be filled in, both of the kinds of items you want, the things you want to do, and the traditions you want to keep. Your June, July, and August calendars should have at least a few anchor items from your bucket list on them with dates or with protected windows. And your not happening now list should be started. Even if it's only one or two things, it counts. You can add to it all season. If those three pieces are in place, you've done something most people never do for a summer. You've decided what the season is going to be and what it isn't, and on purpose. The 2 pages you just made are the heart of this whole blueprint. Everything else in the modules ahead, the adventures, the memory keeping, the command center, the fall runway, and the weekly planning, exist to protect what you already wrote down today. This is the work that makes summer not slip by. In the next module, we're going to plan the active life of summer, the adventures, the day trips, the outdoor anchors, the travel, because once you know what matters, the next step is making sure that it actually does. We'll build that system and get you out the door, the simple setup, and it takes the friction out of a summer outing. I hope to see you in Module 3. Bye.